Boom. No, wait, not like that. Oh, wait, no, stop. Stop that. Oh, God. Oh, shoot. I'll fix that later. Intro. Welcome, and I hope you will enjoy the Lightworks editing episode. Previously, I streamed the third episode of Let's Play Oxygen Not Included, and it was my intention to use that to live stream me editing the third episode of Oxygen Not Included for the edited Let's Play. Then I can edit my edit and display it as a tutorial for a friend who might also want to know how to edit. So let's get started with that. Also, hello Federation Scum. Okay, so first thing we want to do, you'll see I have 4 projects up here. I want to create a new project. I'm going to name this Intro Vid 3. I'm going to go with a frame rate of 30 frames per second. And, yeah, sure, let's put in some notes. Sorry, pencil's being annoying. There we go. I'm just going to call this the introduction video for Let's Play Oxygen Not Included Part 3. Okay, there we go. Create. So, this is your main screen of Lightworks. I don't entirely understand how it works yet, but what I do know is that all the contents of your project show up here. But to get your contents, first, click on this button here that takes us to the local files. Okay, so I streamed episode 3, but right now we're doing the intro, so I'm going to intro stuff. And here in intro stuff, I've made a whole bunch of pictures which I used to make the introduction sequence. Thank you. Sorry, I'm reading that comment out. I was talking about my pencil being annoying. It was trying to roll off the table no matter how I oriented it. And the response from Federation Scum is, pencil being annoying? Pump it with lead. That's a perfect answer. Anyhow, here in the Discord, the disorder folder, I have 6 pictures. I'm going to start double-clicking on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to go up 1 and import 6C. I'm also going to import my intro noise. And that should be enough for this first little bit of the project. So if we go to a previous project, specifically IntroVid 2, I'm going to take a quick look at it and just sort of get an idea. Okay, let's go back to IntroVid 3. So up here we have 4 tabs: Edit, VFX, and Audio. To get started, you'll want Edit. So here's your timeline. It's got several channels here. Sorry, tracks they're called. It's got several tracks. It's got V1, which is a video track, and we can put images here, and we're going to do that now. Let's just drag... Oh, let's zoom in a bit. You've got your zoom in and zoom out here. So let's drag in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6C. So that will put together our timeline. I'm going to be constantly skipping back to IntroVid 2, by the way, just to reference how much time each one takes and where I should put it. And then let's drag in the intro noise, like that, and that provides our sounds for us. Now, the first thing, to prevent yourself from making a terrible mistake, because I did this too often when I was starting out, one of the big mistakes I made was to drag from the edges, and that will really mess you up. Always drag an item from its center. That will allow you to move it effortlessly along the track. If you drag from the edge, it will just be a bad day all around. I still don't understand how edge dragging works. It's supposed to sort of clip and resize your bits. I don't get it fully. Okay, so let's go back to intro vid 2. And I'm just going to write down some stuff this time for myself. One sec. There we go. Okay. I'm going to grab that pencil that was being so annoying for me. I'm going to grab a little note for myself. And I'm going to start writing down some times because I need these. So, first, frame 1 goes from the time 0, and if you sort of mouse along this, it will tell you up here which frame you're on. So our first one ends on frame 11. On frame 12, we start the sound. I wish I could save this as something, but I don't know how to do that yet, so I kind of need to work on that. Okay, hopefully that provides enough information for me. So let's go to intro vid 3 and get this all sorted out. Okay, so 1 goes for the first 11 frames. So this is where I'm finally going to... Oh, one sec. So you'll see when I clicked on this, it automatically selected this. I hate it when it does that. To prevent it from selecting 2 tracks at once, click on the tracks here on the left sides and turn them off. Then you can click on this without fear of screwing up your other tracks. Now I'm going to do what I can to drag this here. I want to take it down to frame 11. The first bit isn't supposed to go on for long, so... Okay, there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, now it ends at 11. 2 goes to 1. Oh, fudge. Oh, come on! Okay, so Control-Z undoes your last move, but what it counts as a last move is kind of ambiguous. So, that's annoying. Okay, so what I did that was wrong, deselect number 1. Now select the edge of number 2, and I'm going to take it to 1 second, 4 frames. That's great. Then I'm going to go to number 3. And remember, there's a second number 3, so I'm actually going to need a new video track. I'm going to right-click on the track, select Tracks, and do Add Video right here. And that will add a video track above here. I'm then going to take number 3 and drag it in here. The second number 3 starts at 206. So let's just move it... Oh, whoa, stuck together. Let's just move it a little. There we go. And it's supposed to go from 206... to a little past here. We'll work on that. Okay, so 4 is supposed to go from 214. So... Oop, come on. Drag. Okay. Doesn't want to do that, so what I'll do instead is I'll move this stuff over here. And I'll start by dragging this 3 to 214. Yep, perfect. Then I'll drag this 4 over here. And 4 is supposed to go to 420. Pretty sure this 3 isn't supposed to go that far, but that's fine. We'll fix that. 5 then goes from 420 to 523. Like that. Oh, I'd love if this were advanced hacking. And frame 6 goes to 718. Interestingly enough, I actually have my hands on a game in which you're supposed to be a hacker. I should probably do a Let's Play of that sometime. There we go. Oh, one short, there we go. Okay, so those are all along the right timeline. Now there's one more thing I want to do. I'm just going to refer back to Introvid 2. How long does part 3 last? It lasts from 206, I thought so, to where? Where does it end? 501. Oh, I'll take a look. Give me a moment. The game is called Hacknet. I just happen to have it in my Steam library. And I've always been planning to play it at some point. Okay. So I need to take that to 501. Where is 501? There it is. So select the right track. Yep, there we go, 501. Okay, so I'm going to turn these on. Now, you'll see you have two windows here. This window shows all of the assets. This window shows your sequence as it currently works. Let's test it out. Boom, boom, swish. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so as you can see, that didn't quite look like my opening. So there's... And the time was a little bit off, so there are a few things which I didn't do here. We're not fully done making my intro. So let's go back to number 2. The first thing I have to check, when does the sound start? And the answer is 12th frame. I forgot about that. Let's solve that first. Get this all slightly more synced up with the whole deal. It's not wanting to... There we go. Oh, nope, that's frame 13 it's on. Okay, let's zoom in a bunch. There we go. Okay, and the last bit, as you'll notice, it didn't make a nice transition here. This one up here is there for a reason. I'm going to go to this tab here. This is your VFX tab. The VFX tab is what you make to add little effects to the whole thing. So what I want to do now is right-click on this, and you can right-click on specific sections to add the visual effects straight to them. There's a better way to do it if you want the visual effect to be a bit more specific, but you can just add visual effects straight to it, and that's a bit easier sometimes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the wipe. And now when we do this, instead of the Let's Play just appearing, which it didn't even do because we'd covered it up with number 3, the frame 3 gradually disappears and reveals Let's Play. So now when you play it, boom, boom, swish, ding, 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 ding. And that's what my intro looks like. So that was a quick, dirty edit of my intro. Just boom, boom. Now, I don't quite like how it's lined up, so I'm actually going to... I think this 2 and 3 aren't quite at the right spot, so I'm going to check to make sure. I have them divided at 105. Yeah, that's definitely the wrong spot. Okay, where was it in the intro vid? 114. Yeah, that's really different. I didn't think it quite lined up. So, it's supposed to be over here. Let's turn these off. Oh, it doesn't want to come. This is what I don't get about this whole thing. Okay, what if I try doing this and I'm trying to get it to 114? It's moving everything. Okay, let's undo that. What if I select both? There we go. Okay. Okay, that should look a whole lot better. Let's try this. Boom. Boom. Swish. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. That's the intro. So now that we've done that, we're going to go back to the main screen, the log, look at our project contents, and what you should see is that we're in the clips section, so that just shows you all the clips we've imported. We're going to go down here to sequences, and this shows us sequence 1. Double click that, and as you can see, sequence 1 is just what we've been editing. We're going to right click, and we're going to go to the export option. Now, I have the free version of this, not the pro version. So I'm going to be exporting this as an MP4. That's because I have no choice. I mean, I could shell out actual money for this, I suppose. I might do that, but... Oh... I mean... Okay, I'm about to lie by saying it's expensive, but I'm not quite lying, so I might stick with the free version for a while. It's complicated. Okay, I'm actually going to explain it. Here's the deal. It's about $500 for the product, which is, in my opinion, way too expensive for me. But you could pay less. Say, for example, $24. Except that $24 only rents it to you for a month. And that seems really expensive for a month's rental, so I'm not thrilled about that. I'm sticking with the free version for now, though. So anyhow, we're doing it in MP4 format. We're doing it in 30 frames per second. Size, 720p. You can go higher if you have the pro version. I don't, so I won't be. We're going to ignore leading and trailing black. That just means get rid of the stuff at the edges that, doesn't do anything. Let's see. We'll be putting it in the episode 3 folder. And we will name it Intro Vid 3. And start. It's fortunately a very short intro vid, so this is going to be done in a... Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's... I'm going to stick with the free version. Posting in 180p just isn't worth it for me. I'm sure it's worth it for some people, but I just... No. So it only took 7 seconds to complete, but that's fine. It's very short. And now when we create our project, which I'm going to call episode 3, which is also going to do 30 frames per second, and I'll just say, let's play Oxygen Not Included episode 3. Create. And now, when I go to the local files, in episode 3, I can import the intro vid. I'm also going to import frame 6C, and I'm going to go to the raw files and import episode 3, which might take a while. I mean, I might expect it to be more than $50 since it is a decent editing program and those can go for a lot of money. But I wouldn't expect $500 for full ownership. I'd be willing to pay like maybe $80 for this. I'd think that would be fair, personally. Okay, let's try this. There we go. It's imported. So now we've got those as our project contents, and you can see how I do the intro videos. Oh, I seem to have imported this twice. Okay. Let's see if I can get rid of one. No? I don't want to use delete because it has something ominous there. Okay, let's just get started and we can just use one of them. This should go fine. Okay, so first I import my intro vid. Now my video has video, the intro vid has video and audio in it, so when I import it, you'll see this nice double import. It imports both soundtracks and the video, so boom. The intro is already here. I'm going to add a video sequence, a track, sorry. And I'm going to add frame 6C to it. And my purpose here, actually, is to provide something that allows us to gracefully fade out into episode 3. And then, just going to double click here. I think this is episode 3. Yep. The hour here. Yep, that's me. So I'm going to drag that here. There we go. And what you might have noticed in previous episodes is me fading gradually from this screen here, the Ratha Shadar Let's Play Oxygen Not Included Part 3. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to get rid of some of this, because I have a large leading section here that isn't going to make it into the final cut, and that's because I let it play for a while just to make sure it picks up what I see as the beginning. So let's do that. Oh, wait. So in order to do that, I'm going to drag to the beginning here, and I'm going to show you the two most useful buttons in the entire thing. This one and this one. This one is add an in mark, and this one is add an out mark. And when you do that, anything you do to it will happen between these two marks. So this is very useful. I'm going to now zoom in a little. I'm going to play this until I see where I say intro, 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 and then I'm going to take the in mark a little bit before that and delete everything. Just going to zoom out a bit here. It's probably going to be a few seconds. There might have been a long time of me just silently staring at the screen waiting for it to show up in the dashboard. Oh, okay, I can see the sound coming up. I'm just going to add intro, intro, intro. Okay, so that was me giving my intro, and I want about maybe 2 seconds between the time I start saying intro, intro, intro and the time I just sort of cut in. So so it happens at about second 40 frame 11, so let's go back to second 38 frame 11. I'll add my out mark there, and I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to hit this mark here, remove the marked section, and replace with black. So that deleted a whole bunch of the beginning. Now when I begin that segment, intro, 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 it starts into my intro almost immediately. And that's when I'm going to put up against my introduction. And then I'm going to take this frame 6C and put it over that. And I'm going to add a mark to the beginning of it and a mark to the end. So what I wanted here, I didn't want to just hard cut from something saying Ratha Shadar Let's Play Oxygen Not Included right into the thing. I wanted to have a softer transition. So we're going back to VFX. Last time I added VFX, you might have noticed that I right-clicked on the thing itself and added it straight there, but we're not going to do that this time. This time we have a beginning and an end selected, so we're going to go up to this plus sign, and we're going to add a dissolve. Oh, no, I'm being an idiot again. That's not how I'm going to do it. Okay. We're not going to do that. We're going to right-click again. But since we have a beginning and end point there, it's going to do something different when we select dissolve. Or it should do something different if we select dissolve. Okay, maybe I was right. Do it this way? Nope. I'll figure this out. Give me a moment here. No? Come on, man. Don't fail me now. What if I... Oop, nope. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, curious. No, don't... Okay, so I've deselected these. I'm moving frame 6C a little over here. And I'm going to just expand it to the second marker. Okay, deselect. I've offset it from the beginning and outro a little bit, so let's see if that changes it when I right-click and hit the dissolve. Add, dissolve. What the heck? Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. A few more times. I'm going to try it as long as it takes. What about if I move that there? Well, okay, I'm going to try it this way and see if it works. Let's just see if this does things correctly. I'm going to remove my marks, and I'm going to play it. Let's see if it works correctly. I'm not going to be so concerned with what I'm trying to show everyone. Okay, so that does look pretty good. So now when I go to log and play it, oh, nope, sorry. When I go to edit and play it, let's see what that looks like. Boom, boom, swish. Ding, 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 ding. Intro, intro, intro. So that was a pretty smooth transition. I think that went fairly well, but there's one more thing there's two more things that I commonly do with these episodes, and I want to get around to those. I have 30 minutes left, so I'm actually pretty good. And I will, of course, cut out a bunch of this in the final edited version, but what is a lot of my editing? A lot of my editing is just listening to my videos again and deciding on what can be cut out, because these are supposed to be slightly educational, so I will cut out some of the more entertaining and useless banter. And of course I link to the raws, but you know, it's all part of the process of cutting down what people need to listen to. So let's listen through this and see if there's anything useless we can cut out. Intro, intro, intro. All right. Welcome to part 3 of my Let's Play. Done entirely without warning, and within the first 20 seconds I can already see 2 people in chat. Ooh, wow, the volume just sort of jumped up for me. Okay, so this is the first part I'm probably going to cut out. I don't need people to hear me talk about how the volume just kind of jumps up. So this bit here, ooh, wow. Yeah, so that's the volume jump. So I'm going to give myself as much space as I can before that. No, after that. And I'm going to put an in position here. And I'm leaving myself this nice long blank space here, specifically so that I can make a nice smooth edit with whatever I go up to. So let's play until a place that we really want to cut in again. Ooh, wow, the volume just sort of jumped up for me. I am going to go to my encoder and just turn that down a little bit. Let's just turn it down to 33%. Okay. And I'm going to complete the design I was making here. Okay, so I think people don't need to hear about me turning down the volume. So let's put an out mark there. Now how much time is between here? That's about a second. That's fine. And if we go back to the other one, the amount of time we have, leeway time we have is about a second. So that's perfect. This should work out. So I want to clip this bit out. And as you'll you'll notice that I have the in mark and the out mark just fine. So I'm going to hit this button here that says delete the marked section and close the gap. This has done two things. First of all, it got rid of the bit between. But second of all, it also moved the bit back to join with the first. Now, I want to overlap them a bit, but if I just click and drag, what that's going to do is delete the one I'm dragging over. So instead, I'm going to take the audio and move it down here. Now, because of the way I want to fade it, I'm going to want to move the episode 3 thing up here, but if I do it as it is now, it will go over the frame 6C and delete that. So instead, I need to create a division. I'm going to take my marker right there, put it here where there's a nice flat audio section with no sound, and I'm going to put both the in and out mark there. And I'm going to hit delete marked section and close the gap. So this hasn't actually removed anything, but what it has done is it's divided this video into two sections, one before and one after I hit delete. I'm going to take this section right here and drag it up to V1. Now when I drag episode 3 in, it won't delete anything. So let's drag the marker here. When we hit the magnifying glass, we're always zooming in on the marker. I'm going to drag the episode in like this so that they overlap a bit. Just like that. And then I am going to start editing them together so that they have a nice fade. The first part of that is heading to VFX. Nope, I'm wrong. The first part of that is adding the markers, the in and out markers. So in mark, out mark. Then you go to VFX and add a dissolve. And this time it worked as intended. This time when I added a dissolve, it put its own special effects track right there. And now when we play it, you should see the scene dissolve. It will sound a bit weird, which is why the next tab we're going to is audio. Also, one sec. I shouldn't have gotten rid of the markers yet. Okay, so let's watch this. Get this rolling. Now, last time, almost flawless. You can barely see that there's a transition. But we also want it to happen with the audio, so I'm going to the audio tab finally, our fourth tab. We have the beginning and end of the two zones selected. I'm going to zoom in just a bit more. Yeah, there's a bit of an error here, so I'm just going to try and get the in mark a bit better. And then I'm going to add a crossfade. I don't know why it does that occasionally. So annoying. Nope, still wrong. Let's just try messing around with the markers a bit. You may indeed. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, here's what it should look like. This is your sound crossfade. And now when I play it, it's rolling. Now last time we... Perfect. The sound, the visuals, they all faded nice and evenly. And that's what most of what I do is. I just look for bits that I want to cut out, and I select them, delete them, put a crossover like this, and move on to the next one until they're all done. That's literally most of my editing. There's one other thing that I do, though. You might have noticed it if you watched any of my Let's Plays. So let's try and look for a place to add in a subtitle, because I keep putting in notification subtitles. Now, last time we had people making a mess, and fair enough. Okay, so we did have people making a mess, so I'm going to add a beginning and end marker to that, and add in a subtitle that corresponds. And fair enough, because there's... Ooh, making a mess. So that's where I'll put my start. Actually, I'm going to put it a little bit earlier. And fair enough, because there's a lot of people. So that's, how long is that? That's about 4 seconds, that should be enough. I'm going to go to VFX. Again, I'm going to select the Add New Effects. And I'm going to hit Titles here. So that goes for sample text. And I'm going to type in a great big polluted mess. Nah, that's not, it's not, one sec. Okay, I know what I'm going to type. Urine everywhere. And once you do that, you have a few options. I like to turn the size down usually to about 0.08. And I'll turn the position to 90 degrees on the y-axis, so it goes down here. Since we're talking about urine, I'm going to go to the colors and I'm going to make it yellow. But I don't think that's good enough to display just how awful this was. Let's make it shiny yellow. And we'll blend that with a sort of, nah. Blend that sort of like that. I wonder what enable keyframes does for this. Let's try it. When I do it like that, what happens to the title? A mess. And fair enough, because there's a lot of people. You know what? I don't think that's working. Yeah. Let's try picking a different text. What makes us think of urine? Yeah, that works. Yeah, and I'm switching to a vertical gradient instead of a sheen. And let's darken that a bit. Not too much, or else it will look more like poop and less like urine. Position's fine. You can change the anchor point. You're going to need to occasionally. Let's see. We could add a shadow. I don't think I'm going to do it to this one, nor an outline. I usually add outlines when the text is kind of unreadable. It happens occasionally in Oxygen Not Included because you're working a lot with white text, and some of the menus that come up are white. I am going to add an effect though, so let's make this fade in. We'll take this to the beginning. People making a mess. And fair enough, because there's... Oh, that's perfect. And I'm going to make it fade out. Make it look like it's kind of stealthy. People making a mess. And fair enough, because there's a lot of people. Yes, now this is urine. And I like how it fades in and fades out. Usually I do a very hard cut in with my subtitles. And that works most of the time. Subtitles are usually supposed to have hard cuts in, but when I make it sort of fade in and fade out, it makes it just seem a little bit stealthier, a little bit more subversive. So that kind of works for a thing about urine, I think. So yeah, those are pretty much all the editing techniques I have learned with Lightworks. I'm going to keep streaming for 18 more minutes and probably just talking my ass off, but if I were to take you through the whole editing process, it would probably be, I don't know, about 2 more hours. So I'm probably gonna sign off in 18 minutes, but I have taught you everything I know. So yes, go get Lightworks. Get the free version. Make your own videos. And if you learn cool tricks, maybe make a video of you making a video so people can learn from it. I know I did. I know I just did. Okay, so let's keep editing. Oh, okay, so something useful happened. So I think that's a good place to stop my cut. That's actually a pretty decently sized cut, but that's what I like. I like few cuts, but large cuts, you know what I mean? So, because it's less editing that way. And this is, of course, just the first set of editing. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over this once. I'm going to edit it primarily with cutting out stuff that feels extraneous, and then I'm going to go over it a second time, and the second time is when I add most of my titles. I hope you enjoyed me editing this video and streaming editing this video. I will finish editing Oxygen Not Included first, and then I will come back and edit this video of me editing Oxygen Not Included and post that. I have this image of me live streaming, editing, and then calling it let's edit, let's edit, let's edit, let's edit, let's edit, let's edit, let's edit. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, as funny as it would be. So I'm stopping the stream here. Thank you for watching, and outro, outro, outro.